Karibu sana, madam. Just summarize for us, how have the 5 days been? I'm sure it has been an insightful moment for the parliamentarians. What is their take home as they leave?
Yes, it's been a very important week. What many people don't know is that members of parliament never have a chance to be together once the House opens, because you're in different committees, you come into the House at different times. Some members will be out in the constituency when some things are being discussed. So this has been a bonding moment. It's been very important, and also the committee members to sit together. And then remember that Parliament, only 50% of us came back. So 50% are new members. So this is an opportunity for them to learn, because there's no other time that you learn. And people may think that parliamentarians have experience. You don't. Even when I came into Parliament, despite being a lawyer of many years standing, it was like starting class 1 again when I came into Parliament. You're learning all over again. The standing orders are new. I'd studied criminal procedure, civil procedure, I'd studied everything else, but I'd never studied the standing orders. So this is a good opportunity for members to be taught how to become effective. We have very seasoned parliamentarians who have come here. They've been given to tell them what to expect, how they become effective, how to put in your legislation on time and to ensure that it is pushed. And so this is a very, very important process. Yes.
Have been here, of course, from last week, where the contentious issue of the CDF was here. When the president was here, the speaker hinted that it is very safe for such back and forth not to happen again if the parliamentarians propose the CDF to be into law or to be into the constitution to avoid the back and forth. And that was just a recommendation. Have there been any possible bills that have been prepared at your desk, and what is your suggestion in all this? Do you think we should put it in the constitution? Because we were with the senators yesterday, they are opposing the formula as to how the CDF is being implemented and not the CDF itself. But what are your remarks as a referee for this parliament?
First of all, the history of CDF is that the CDF was demanded by members of the public. CDF is an imperative for any effective legislator. And because Kenyans found the fact that during historical times, when there was no CDF, what used to happen is members of parliament had to find money elsewhere to do the programs that CDF is doing. So what happened is CDF became, members of parliament became beholden to ministers or the head of state at the time. They would be queuing at State House to get money to take to their constituency to do some work. But once CDF was introduced, it freed the members of parliament. It allowed them to act individually, to act what they believed in, and to speak on behalf of the people that they represent without being beholden to the pass, whoever was holding the pass at the time. So yes, I think there's no doubt that CDF is important. And the people who are challenging CDF are actually people who have been getting money from donors to do the same work that CDF is doing. So they actually would like to make sure that there is no CDF so that they can continue getting money from donors. But the litigation has also been a good learning process, because it's allowed us to say, how do we perfect the CDF law to ensure that we no longer have legal challenges relating to it? So yes, it has been good. Litigation is very good. It improves us. Just the way we said with the election law. We had litigation in 2013, litigation of the Supreme Court in 2017, litigation in 2022. What it has done, it has made the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee and the Electoral Commission to perfect the law relating to elections. So the same way, the litigation that has come on CDF has helped us perfect it.
The buck stops with the Senate. If at all you want to make it as an item on the Constitution, do you think the senators will back it because we are with them and the sentiments are not for, or they need a very justified way on how to put it in the Constitution?
I think the challenge has been that the members of the National Assembly have the CDF. And remember, CDF is not controlled by members of parliament. It's not controlled by the members of the MPs. Actually, the MPs only have political responsibility towards it. But the functional responsibility is with the national government. That's why there is an NGCDF board sitting at the National Treasury under the command of the Principal Secretary of the National Treasury. It is not the members of parliament. The challenge has been with the Senate. We have been trying to ensure that they also have a similar oversight fund that can help them reach the ground. And I was chairperson of the delegated committee when we nullified the funds that were supposed to go to Senate. The reason why we nullified it is that it had been brought, it was contrary to the Constitution. What we are asking now is bring the same regulation back, but do it under the Constitution. So it's not that there is a challenge between the National Assembly and the Senate. And now we've agreed that we need to work together, because Senate cannot succeed if the National Assembly doesn't succeed. The National Assembly cannot succeed if Senate doesn't. Senate also has a very critical role, which was demanded by the public. The citizens of Kenya said that they wanted to have a Senate that can oversight the counties. They are the ones who demanded that they wanted to have the counties that has devolved functions that can reach the exact ground.
They are demanding.
I have no doubt that we are going to be able to resolve this. What's the difference now is that we have a head of state who has been a member of parliament. He has been a member of parliament when there was no CDF. He has been a member of parliament when there was CDF. He knows the difference. And he has said it many times. We also have a member of parliament we have a head of state who respects members of parliament. We came from a time the previous government had contempt for parliament. Now we have a head of state who respects parliament, who acknowledges the power of parliament, who acknowledges the role of parliament. So we are at a good place. And we've said that for both Senate and Parliament, the challenges we are having is because we had a situation where the government was playing us against each other. But now the head of state says, you have a job, you need to do your job, and I'm going to support it, and I respect you. So we are at a different place.
The deputy president is coming in. He is closing the senators, and then here, what are some of the sentiments you're expecting as he comes, as we wind up?
I think as the deputy president comes, it is just important for him to come and meet his former colleagues. He's been a member of parliament. These are the same people who campaigned for the current government to be in office. So he's coming to meet his foot soldiers. And I'm very happy that they haven't forgotten that. Because some people get into office as president, as deputy president, then you just decide that the members of parliament are no longer important. But to have the head of state and the deputy head of state actually coming just to say asante, just to say you made this possible, that this government is yours, it's not just mine alone. And even we have a head of state and a deputy head of state who are saying, even for those who are in the opposition, they are saying, we are your president. I am your president. I am your deputy president. I am going to work with you. And you've seen it in the way that the president has gone down to Nyanza. He went to Nyanza long before he came to Uasin Gishu County. But he wanted to reach out to them and say, I am your president. I am the president of the Republic of Kenya. It doesn't matter how you voted. I am going to work for all of you. And I think that is the tone that we would like to set going forward.
Thank you so much, Madam Shirley, for those insightful sentiments. We are waiting for the arrival of the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. He is proceeding to Serena Beach Hotel before coming